Hi everyone, welcome back. I'm Dai, and today I am bringing you my first impressions of the Monochrome Manga Club selections for February. So in February, we read Volume 1 of Can't Stop Cursing You, art by Natsuko Uruma, original story by Kensuke Koba. This one's published by Yan Press, rated older teen. And then we also read Volume 1 of Love and Heart by Chitose Kaido. This one is published by Yan Press, rated teen. So I will only be talking about these two installments in this video. We did continue our series reads of Death Note and A Silent Voice, but I will not be talking about those here because they are not first in this series volumes. But if you're interested in hearing my thoughts on those volumes, definitely check out my monthly wrap-up at the end of February or early March. So let's talk about Can't Stop Cursing You. This one follows a curse breaker and a curse killer. From the back of the volume, it kind of leads you to believe that the entire story, at least for me, was going to be about these two people, kind of like how Death Note is, which, on a side note, it was really interesting reading this volume while we are in the middle of a series read of Death Note, but I'll get into more on that a little bit later. But the back summary of this particular volume kind of gave me that feeling, like we were going to be following the curse killer and the curse breaker for a few volumes or a long period of time. But the particular scenario that is listed on the back of this one volume all happens in this one volume. So it's definitely going to be an episodic series, and we're going to follow the one curse breaker through other cases. And I just really enjoyed this particular volume. It gave me the Death Note feel right off the bat, but also right off the bat, I knew that there was no way that the story in this volume could continue past maybe 2 volumes. It did conclude in this one volume, so that was great, but I'm looking forward to seeing where this story goes and meeting some of the other curse breakers, maybe. They do talk about them, and each of the curse breakers has like a different ability. This particular curse breaker, I can't remember his name, Sayama, has an interesting one, and this particular story happens in a high school, and so he's there posing as a teacher trying to figure out what's going on with the kids that are dying at that school. And we do get a perspective from the curse breaker as well as the curse killer. So yeah, really enjoyed this. We'll definitely be continuing to collect and read, and I'm looking forward to seeing where this one is going. A lot of the other members in my manga club also really enjoyed this one. So yeah, and it was very interesting reading it alongside Death Note because, like I said, it has that feel. It gave me the feel of what's going on in Death Note when I started reading this volume, but it is very different. And yeah, looking forward to continuing that. The other volume we read was Volume 1 of Love and Heart. So this one follows our character here on the cover, who is named Yo. And she, at the very beginning of this volume, dumps her boyfriend for cheating on her. So in a huff, she is going home, and she happens to get into a situation and is saved by our male character here on the cover, whose name is Haruma. But after thanking him for his help and continuing on her journey home, when she gets home, she realizes that she has lost her key. And funnily enough, Haruma is her new roommate. It happens that Haruma was from the United States, or has flown in from the United States, and Yo's mom is actually working in the United States at the moment, and Yo's mom and Haruma had made an agreement that Haruma would come and live with Yo as like a house stay kind of situation. And so the story kind of follows them getting to know each other and some curious things that happen. since he has arrived. I really enjoyed this one as well. I am not quite sure in which way the story is going to go, if it's going to go in more of a romantic way or if it's going to go more of a creepy stalker way. There are definitely things that I could see coming, but I'm not sure what the motivation is. I do have a lot of questions. And yeah, that whole not knowing if it's going to be creepy or if it's going to be romance in the end is kind of a strange feeling for me, not knowing where to categorize this or how to feel about what I'm reading. It definitely feels more creepy to me than romance, but I could see how the story could iron its way out to be romance, if you know what I mean. I really love the art style on this, and I'm definitely interested to see where the story is going to go from here and how some of the things that were said in here kind of lead on to other things in maybe the next volume or further in the series. So again, another one that I'm really interested in continuing and will continue to collect. So that is all I have to say about February's selection for the club. Now let me tell you what we will be reading for the month of March. So in March, like I said, we always have our series reads, and then we will be reading our 2 first in a series volumes. So for the first in a series volumes, we will be reading volume 1 of The Yakuza's Guide to Babysitting by Tsukiya, translated by Jenny McKeon. This one is published by Kaiten Books, rated teen. I do already have a manga series first impressions video up on my channel for this volume. So if you're interested in hearing my thoughts on it, definitely check out that video. I will link it down in the description box below. But I was chatting with my manga club members about this a few months ago. And I think it was a few months ago. And I thought, why not read it again with the club and see what they think, because it seemed like they would be interested in reading this one. And so, yeah, I really enjoyed this one. It's about a Yakuza member who is so good at his job and goes above and beyond that his boss takes notice and says, hey, since you're so good at what you do, I have a perfect job for you. I want you to take care of my young child. And so he ends up becoming the babysitter to the boss's kid. But she wants nothing to do with him. And so he needs to figure out how to kind of get on her good side and make sure that no harm comes to her, because obviously she is the child of a Yakuza boss. So I really enjoyed that one. But I'm looking forward to seeing what the other members of my manga club think. We actually had the largest meeting we've had since the manga club started this past meeting. And so that was really, really fun. And yeah. So the next first in a series selection we will be reading is Bloody Monday, Volume 1. Story by Ryo Ryuman, art by Koji Megumi. This one is published by Kodansha, rated teen. This one follows a high school hacker whose dad gets framed for murder. His dad is actually an agent in an elite government agency, and he finds out that what his father is framed for is much more complex than just a little murder. And so with the help of some of his friends, he decides to try to figure out what's going on. And it says a terrorist group is plotting against the city of Tokyo. So it's up to him and his friends to unravel the twisted plan set in place to kill millions of people. So I am really looking forward to this. It has a little bit of a hacker's vibe, being that there's going to be a group of hackers. But it also kind of gives me a little bit of that Elementary, that TV show, kind of feel, because in the TV show he kind of works with a group of hackers as well. So yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing what I think about this one. So obviously we will also be continuing our series read of Death Note. So I have my all in one edition here, but we will be reading volume 3 of the Black edition. So that's volumes 5 and 6 if you're reading the single editions, and then we will actually be finishing up our series read of A Silent Voice. So we will be reading volumes 5, 6, and 7. So because we will be finishing this in March, we are starting a new series read in April. So if you're interested in hearing about what the next series we will be reading will be, definitely check out the Monochrome Manga Club Series First Impressions video in March. I typically post those at the ending of March after our meeting. So yeah, let me know down in the comments below if you've read any of these volumes or series and what you thought of them, but please no spoilers. If nothing else, and you would just like to let me know that you were here, if you could leave me a backpack emoji for our little child character here wearing her backpack, that would be greatly appreciated and would really help me out, and that will do it for me today. So I hope you're all doing great. I hope you're all safe and healthy. And until next time, take care and smile always. Bye.